Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away.
Welcome to another episode. I'm your co-host, Ellen Goodwin, along with my co-host,
Play ball!
All right.
I want to talk about baseball. The problem is we're losing baseball fans by the droves because it's too slow. And so baseball is going to be using efficiency to try and speed up the game to make it more interesting and to hold the attention of younger people. Not people who maybe have watched baseball for years or are purists, don't really care how long the game lasts. They just sit back and enjoy that 4 hours of paint drying. But I'm saying we can think a little bit along the same lines in our lives and in our work that baseball is about how to speed up the game to make it more efficient.
Absolutely, yeah. They're finding inefficiencies in the game. We should find inefficiencies in our life as well.
Yeah, because they're just looking to shave off a minute here, a couple minutes there, and then they realize, wow, we've just taken 7 or 8 minutes off of a 4-hour game. We got more work to do, but they've been doing it incrementally too. They've, for instance, the manager used to walk to the mound and they would chit chat about who knows what. Usually it's not even about baseball. How are you feeling today? How's the wife and kids? And 3 or 4 or 5 minutes go by and then the umpire comes out like, break it up. So they're putting a timer on it. Between innings, as teams would warm up, umpire, you ready? And the pitcher's like, no, I'm not ready. Nope, it's a set amount of time. It's a rule. It's a time. You're ready, you're not ready, we're starting.
You got, yeah.
Here we go. Batters used to step out, and it's like they had some sort of a tick. They'd redo their gloves, and they'd adjust their helmet, and do a couple other weird stuff, and then step back in after every pitch. And they're like, you can't step out. Got to stay in.
Nomar Garciaparra.
Nomar. I love Nomar.
Nomar.
My father loved Nomar from Boston.
He would take forever. He'd have to, he had a whole ritual with his wrists and every time. So, yeah.
Yeah. They used to call pitchers, some of them that were so slow. They call them the human rain delay, meaning you are so slow. It's like a rain delay. Come on, move. So they're trying to move that part of the game along. The little things, the little incremental improvements in how efficient the game moves along you're not going to change the game itself.
No.
Except they are thinking about putting a designated hitter in both leagues. And what that would do, if you're not a total baseball nerd, is it just means that when there wasn't a designated hitter, you would put a hitter in for your pitcher and then move some players around. It took time to make those changes.
Yeah.
When you have a designated hitter, there's a lot less changes, so it would move the game along faster. They haven't done that yet, but there's a lot of talk about it. And I think we should look in our lives for things we can do better, faster, easier, that we just maybe have always done it a certain way because we're traditionalists. And I'm putting that in the kindest of terms. We're traditionalists, but maybe we should rethink how we do a few things to see if we can do it faster.
Well, the Wall Street Journal a few years ago did a study on how much actual action there is in a baseball game. And they also did it with football as well. How much time is there actually, each play and in a whole course of a football game, whole course of a baseball game. I mean, football's 3 hours easily. And you would think that they would, football's, out of a 3-hour game, 2 hours is movement and stuff. No, a football game, they came up with, it was about 11 and a half minutes of actual movement, play stuff going on. Baseball was just a little bit less than that. It was about 11 and a quarter minutes. That's it. So, I mean, it's crazy, but there's a lot of things that go into making the sport happen. And there's a lot of things that they could do to make it take a little less time.
Well, in football, what annoys me as a viewer is how many penalties there are. They take forever. It's like the umpire has the ability.
They're referees.
Sorry, we're going to get to umpires in a minute. But thanks for correcting me, Alan. You could just let it go. You had to jump in and just squash me like a bug. Back to the referees. Yes. They slow the game down, I think, like with ticky-tack things, because they want to be the star. Look at me. Look, I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems that way. And with baseball, some of the umpires have these strike zones that make no sense. And the more walks there are, meaning like the pitcher can't throw a strike, the longer the game lasts. So there's been some talk about using technology to have a set strike zone that's called by a machine. Now, that might be crossing a line, but it would certainly speed things up. And everyone would know that's a strike.
Yeah.
Because the machine said it's a strike. You can see how that could get... How are you going to argue with? How are you going to kick dirt on a machine? How are you going to rant and rave? But I get it.
You
Technology helps.
Yeah. You think about a soccer game, like a professional soccer game. You know that game is going to be, for the most part, it is going to be 90 minutes plus a 15-minute, intermission, halftime, and then whatever extra minutes. But I mean, it's not going to be a 4-hour game. It's not going to be a 3-hour game. Once the game starts, I mean, unless someone, I guess, dies on the pitch, they keep going. Somebody like flops around. Oh, I got hurt. They're like, rub dirt on it, get going. But, that's highly efficient. And I can see where that's a game that is attracting younger people because there's stuff going on the whole time.
Yeah. And lastly, before we wrap this up, I will say that baseball has put new rules into place for extra innings because sometimes those would go on for 20. I think there's a 21 inning is the longest game. Think about it. That's a long time. So to try and have one team score quicker. At first, purists fought it, but I realized, this is more exciting. So in our own lives, just looking at ways we can make our lives more exciting and do things quicker. You need to get a referee.
A referee. And let me tell you, when a game goes in 21 extra innings, they sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" 3 times because at the 7th inning, every time.
In Chicago.
Right. Well, think of things that can make the game of your life go a little bit faster, be more efficient. Join us again next week for another episode.